Hi everyone, in this video I'm about to share with you 5 fascinating and essential do's and don'ts that you would want to know before you are planning your next trip to Scotland. And I've got some special bonuses for you too. So please stick around with me to the end, and if you liked it and you are looking for more traveling tips and traveling around the world in general, this is your place to be. Just remember to subscribe and press the bell notification button. Likewise, please leave a comment in the comment section so you'll become part of this community to enjoy more informative videos just like this. With that said, let's peace out and go! Hello and welcome back. My name is Peace. To do or not to do? Well, in this video I'm about to share with you 5 essential and very important do's and don'ts that you should know before you are planning your next trip to Scotland. So bear with me. Alright, number 1. Don't take a bus tour, just drive independently. When it comes to Scotland, which is so rich with beauty, wherever you go, I personally advise that you should not go with any organized bus or any other touring guide for that matter. First, although I haven't tried it myself, I assume that it isn't very cheap, but there's only so much you can see by going with an organized touring company. Rather, rent yourself a car and embark on an independent journey where you are totally free to stop at any place you desire. The breathtaking sceneries that Scotland possesses are never ending and never stop to amaze you, and there are so many situations on the way that you wouldn't want to miss. From the magnificent views to the brilliant waterfalls and lochs which surround you all over. And believe me that during your road trip you would want to stop almost every few miles, whether just to capture a nice picture or even if only to enjoy the landscape in front of you. Here is a bonus tip for you. When you rent a car for your Scotland visit or holiday, first and foremost make sure that you rent out a decent and comfortable nice vehicle. It ain't easy to drive many hours through some remote and long distance areas of Scotland like the amazing Highlands or any other Scottish mountains. Second, try to rent a smaller size car, since many of the roads around Scotland's mountains and islands are very steep and narrow. And I'm telling you, there's nothing more adventurous and more beautiful than traveling through those stunning roads. Number 2. Don't complain about the weather, visit in the summer. Well, if you are a very warm type of person, one who hates the cold and chilly weather, I wouldn't recommend you visit Scotland in the winter, but also not in the autumn. Unlike me that I love sub-zero temperatures, although I'm not a big fan of the rain, I'm still good to go for any season in Scotland and I've been there all year round. But if the cold weather brings you the shivers, then by no means should you go visit from September through the end of May. The best time for you would be between June and August, but bear in mind that this is the high tourist season, which means that you will get more people around you and steeper prices too. On the other side of things, you should know that the main reason of Scotland being so gorgeous and rich with lush and vibrant landscapes, abundant lakes and waterfalls, and beautiful green grasslands is the fact that it rains a lot. So by God, don't complain about the weather. Now I have one special bonus tip for you here, which I'll leave for the end of this video, so make sure you stay with me to the end. Number 3. Don't wear a hat indoors, be polite and respectful. Back in the day, mostly men were taught to remove their hats as soon as they crossed the threshold of a house or a public building. There were very few exceptions to the rules, so it was easy to know what to do. The world has become more casual over time and most people have accepted indoor hat wearing. But there might be some old-fashioned people who are appalled that anyone would do such a thing. Well, in many areas of Scotland, precisely in the remote parts, you would still find those who would feel uncomfortable or rather unrespected if you came in with your hat on. So whether you wear your favorite sports team cap or you are just a hat type of guy, make sure that you remember the good old-fashioned hat guidelines and remove your hat whenever you are entering a local hotel or any other public place. Besides the point, I've already talked about the special good nature and character of the Scottish people in another video, which you can click on right now on the left top side of the screen. So I think it would only be fair to treat the Scottish people with the same respect and politeness which they accommodated you and so rightfully deserve. Talking about respect, here is one more tip. Don't call the Scottish kilt a skirt. Scotland's traditions date back nearly 1,000 years, and one of its significant cultural symbols is the famous Scottish kilt, which evolved from a long garment with an inbuilt cloak to the shorter version that we know today. So just out of respect, don't ever call it a skirt in front of a Scot. Number 4. Don't drive with a half a tank, buy a flat tire fixer. When indeed you are renting a car for your adventurous trip around Scotland, you should know that driving from one part of Scotland to another, especially when going up north or taking the route through the Scottish Highlands, can be a very long and challenging drive ahead with a very limited amount of petrol stations to find on the way. Sometimes the distance between one gas station to another can be miles away, and the last thing you want on your mind is suddenly finding yourself without gas or petrol, as they say in England. So don't ever drive around Scotland with even a half of a tank, and make sure that you are always closer to a full tank whenever you get the chance to fill up your gas tank. On that note, moreover, the very last thing you want to happen to you is being stuck somewhere on a remote Scottish mountain with a flat tire. You certainly won't like the idea of having to wait hours long for rescue. So my personal advice to you is, before you go out for that trip, pop into any local petrol station and buy yourself this amazing bottle, as I call it, the emergency flat tire fixer. It costs just about £10 only, and it can be a lifesaver. Number 5. Don't visit Loch Ness, go to the magnificent castles. Why would I say that, you surely ask? Well, allow me to let you in on a little secret. Even if there were a monster inhabiting Loch Ness, you will never find it. But with all seriousness, Loch Ness is the least beautiful or interesting loch of all the others. Instead, I would recommend that you go to Loch Shale or Loch Lomond, which are by far much more stunning with loads of more attractions to do and see. But whether you go to any of the lochs, you better go and visit some of the great and most beautiful Scottish castles, and don't let history slip away off your hands. On a personal note, don't miss out visiting the Donata Castle and the Elendonnan Castle. Remember, I left one special bonus tip for last, so here it is. From my own experience traveling to Scotland, I would advise that you make your trip to Scotland rather in the summer. Because at this time of the year, unlike during the winter or close to the winter, you get long daylight hours and short nights, so you will gain much more hours to explore and make the most out of the day. Well, from May to August, sunset can come in as late as 10 PM, and you can really take advantage of those long days. Okay, my friends, this sums up this video. I do hope that you have enjoyed it, and if you liked it, please leave a comment in the comment section. And don't forget, subscribe and press the bell notification button so you'll be notified for new and upcoming videos just like this. Thank you for watching. Peace.